Welcome to Hardiman House and to episode 6 of Let the Ancestors Speak. Today we're going to do a virtual tour of the Hardiman House Fireplace mantle. On the mantle we have an installation that is a celebration of the male-female principle. I was introduced to the male-female principle at birth because my parents were amazing examples of complementary opposites. My mother was landed gentry, my father was from the hood. My mother liked escargot, my father liked pork and beans and wieners. My mother liked Chivas Regal, my father liked Ripple. My mother liked to go to the concerts, my father liked to go to the Little Harlem. But together they were able to form a relationship that lasted for over 50 years because they learned how to operate in both and as opposed to either or. Go. Throughout my travels and my work on trying to identify and celebrate African continuities and retentions, I found examples of the male-female principle everywhere. I found it among the Maasai and the Luls, who are Nilonic people of Kenya. In fact, the Luls are called the pharaohs of Kenya because of their connection and their lineage. And in that society, you found the same kind of male-female balance that you found at the very beginning of time in the Nile Valley. And so you always see, whether you're in the marketplace or in the home, these figures of the woman and the man, of the creator and the protector. When I was in the Dogon country, I again saw the images of male-female complementariness. And the Dogon also were Nilonic people. So I was impressed about how this idea, how this ancient wisdom for society to progress, for humankind to prosper, it had to be done through the union of the male and female principle. I found the principle when I went to Benin. And here we see the male-female principle not just involved in the creation, but the male-female principle involved in the governance. In many, many African societies, the king rules because the queen declares he can. When I was in Cuba, I saw the male-female principle in terms of the way they celebrate, in terms of the way that they walk down the street on Sunday, reminiscent of the Harlem Renaissance, the man and his lady all jeweled up because they could. The idea of the male-female principle was so important that headrests like this one, that where people rested their head when they went to sleep at night, had male-female principle symbols so that it could be enculturated into them even in their dreams. And when the children played, their dolls taught them how to dance and how to play as one dedicated to the development of the family, the community, and the nation. And the last two figures I have here are a Set and a Sar from the Nile Valley. These were in fact the first two pieces I collected when I was looking at complementary dualities, when I went to Egypt in 1985. And I wasn't going to put them out because their arms were broken from so much travel, from moving back and forth, and I wanted the whole exhibit to be perfect. And my mentor, Maxine Mims, said to me, "No, are you crazy? You have to let the ancestors speak. What are you talking about notions of perfection? We were marvelous people, but everything wasn't perfect. And so listen to these little figurines, listen to Aset and Asar and see what they're trying to tell you." And when I looked at them, I realized that tradition, when I bought them, they each were holding crooks and flails of authority. But those broke off because what they wanted to tell us in this contemporary time, in this broken time, it is not the authority, it is not the will that in fact needs to govern, but the heart. And so they come in their new form, in their transformed form, back to the installation, to take a central place in that installation. To remind us that it is heart to heart, that is one of the lessons that our foremothers and our forefathers taught us. Our forefathers and foremothers who called each other sister wife and brother husband. What a much more beautiful way of relating. A way that says it's not about property, it's not about the material things, but it's about the things of the heart. And so, ancestors, I thank you for the lessons that you have brought for us today, and that ends this episode of Let the Ancestors Speak. Go. Remember, like, subscribe, and share. Turn to YouTube, type in Ancestral Artworks, and become a member of our family.